Counting the 10's not too hard, so I'll open the meeting by calling the meeting to order. This is the start of the City of Fitchburg Board of Review for the year 2022. I'm hoping that everyone has received the information from the clerk regarding our minutes from our last meeting of last year, and also the fact that this year's assessment roll is not complete and ready to be presented to the board. Part of the clerk's email gave us options for dates in the calendar. Has everyone seen that?
Let me just pull it up, Mike. Give me 1 second. I've seen it, but I want to pull it up again.
It came through earlier this morning.
Yep. Only date that's a little tricky for me, Mike, is September 2nd.
So sorry to interrupt, Chair Couillard, but we kind of need to follow the agenda. So you called the meeting to order at 9:02, and then I am to take roll call.
Okay,
Chair Couillard,
here.
Elton Krim Jr. is absent. Erica Ryerson.
I'm here.
Okay.
Tracy.
Oh, you are
trying to
here.
log
Okay.
in.
Great. Thank you, Elton. Erica Ryerson.
Here.
Nick Richter.
Here.
Sean Paff.
I'm here.
Andrew Sliger is absent. Rich Tate, absent. Ryan Sieb. You have a quorum, Chair Couillard.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, has the meeting been published as required under Wisconsin Statute 7042?
Yes, this meeting has been published and noticed to set an adjournment date.
I heard no response to that. Assuming there's no response to the negative, we'll continue with the meeting.
Why is my mic not
The
working?
main agenda, the only agenda,
Having a few mic issues here, folks. A little tough to follow here.
adjourned to a later date.
Can you hear me?
As I indicate,
Chair Couillard, can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you too.
So
I
the
didn't hear
next,
what Mike- I did not hear what Mike just said. I did not hear what Mike just said.
so if you can all hear me, the next item on the agenda is to verify that members have met mandatory training requirements, which they have. Verification of training was sent off to the state of Wisconsin for Sean Paff, Nicholas Richter, and Richard Tate. And the new statutes state that only one board member needs to have training per year, and we have had 3. So we are in compliance with the training requirements set forth.
are we in compliance with the publishing of the notice of the meeting?
Yes, we are. If you can hear me, Mike, we are in compliance, yep.
Okay.
And then the next item on the agenda is an update from the City Assessor, Amy Mercer.
Good morning. I'm Amy Mercer, the City Assessor. I know some of you are new, so you haven't met me before. This year has been challenging due to staffing shortages throughout the entire assessment year. We do have a full staff now. Our a new Deputy Assessor came on board last week. And so we are behind on completing the role. We anticipate in the next 6 weeks of completing that role. And so I created a tentative schedule with Tracy to try and meet open book requirements, posting, and everything else. I have 3 of my new staff here today. Do you guys want to come up and introduce yourselves? Sure. We ended up underfilling the residential position and the property appraiser position due to just not getting qualified candidates. So we have underfilled those positions with 3 technicians. I'll let each one introduce themselves. They all have received certification, so I'll have them state their certification level. They will primarily be focusing on residential work throughout as their duties. Julia?
Yep. Hello, my name is Julia Stover, and I have the Assessor One Certification.
Hi, my name is Alyssa Eid, and I have the Property Appraiser Certification.
Hello, my name is Andrew Woodruff, and I have the Assessor 2 certification.
And our new deputy assessor is Craig Olson, and he started last week for us. Tracy, do you want me to go through some tentative dates now, or is that something you want to go through on your agenda?
Yep, if you're finished with the update, then we can go on to item 4B, discussion to adjourn to a date to be determined.
So I kind of created a timeline to look at the various open book requirements, board of review requirements, et cetera. We're anticipating the role to be complete by July 15th. With that, then we would balance with the county, et cetera, to make sure everything is balanced and that. And so we would hope to mail the notices on July 22nd. We would discuss the assessment role through the time frame of July 27th through August 10th. We would allow property owners to come and talk to us about their assessments. Any assessments that would need revisions, we would have those resent out by August 12th. We would have that final roll printed by August 15th. We would post that final roll and have that posted for 2 hours for the viewing of the finals for that roll. They said we would need 7 days between that and the actual board review. So the soonest we could have an actual board review date would be August 30th. I know we've had some discussions after last year with incomplete objection forms and things like that. So I thought the board would be looking at reviewing those forms. So I just tentatively put that August 30th in as the dates that you would review the forms. And then and schedule those meeting dates. You'd have to give at least 2 days' notice by statute to those to appear before the board review. So the soonest you could do that would be September 2nd. And I know in the past we've requested the board to issue subpoenas when we didn't have enough information from some of the commercial property owners. So if we do need to do that, in the past we've given 2 weeks to that property owner to submit that, fulfill that subpoenaed information, which that would put it at around September 14th. And then give the assessor 1 week to review that information. So if we had needed to have another date for commercial, then that would fall on around September 21st. So that's just a tentative timeline to try and meet all the statutory requirements.
Thank you for that update and giving us a heads up as to this potential schedule. I can tell you right off the top, August 15th does not work for me. We are out of town that week, so that's going to have to change. The other options, as far as those dates, then I'm assuming would also change based on whatever date is selected for the first meeting of the board of review.
The August 15th date would not affect the board itself.
Yep, so just for clarification on the dates that she has, our first meeting would either be scheduled for August 30th or August 31st. And that is to go over all of the objection forms that have been turned in and make sure they're turned in completed. And then that allows opportunity for anybody filing a late form to discuss why their form was turned in late and whether or not you're going to hear it. And then you would set a tentative date then to meet again to discuss the residential objections. And then after that, there would be another date set to discuss the commercial objections. Does that make sense to everybody?
Okay.
And of
The
course,
the way it came through on my iPad, it's hard to read the dates. They sort of ran around and, the lines didn't word wrap. They just,
Yep,
so we're now saying that we're looking at August 30th as the next meeting of the Board of Review to review the objection forms that have been received. Is that correct?
that would be the soonest that the board could meet to meet requirements, I believe.
or the 31st, which would be a Wednesday. Normally, we meet on Wednesdays, so again, it's up to the board as to their schedules, what works best for them.
Okay,
Mr. Chair, would you entertain a question?
absolutely.
I would be comfortable if the group would be for Wednesday, the 31st.
Erica, how would that work for you?
Yeah, Wednesday, the 31st is great for me.
I want to shut my camera off because I think that'll help with our audio.
Nick, would that work for you?
Yeah, I believe so, yes.
Alden, we can't see you, but can you hear us?
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I don't know why. I've been trying to get my video to come on and it's not working for some reason. As far as I know, it's fine. It's a little too early for me to be able to know what my university schedule will be yet.
Okay.
So as of right now, it's open.
Excellent. Well, it works for me. So I
Would
guess
we-
we have a date for the first
would we
meeting of the
do a-
Board of Review.
Would we do a 9 a.m. again, or what would it be, Tracy?
Yeah.
Yes, it would be scheduled for 9 a.m. And again, this is to go over any objection forms to make sure that they're filled out completely. We wouldn't be having any hearings happening that day. It would just be to review the forms and being available for anybody turning in a late form, whether or not you're going to hear them.
So would we be looking at like an hour,
2-hour minimum.
2-hour minimum? Okay.
I know last year we had a lot of issues, or the last 2 years, a lot of issues with incomplete objection forms. So I believed it was the board's intent last year to have a date to actually review all of those forms to make sure everything was accurate and complete on those before anyone, just to make sure they were accurate and complete.
Thank you. Okay, based on the recommendation from the city clerk and the timeline prepared by the assessor, it appears as if August 31st would be the next date that we would look to schedule our Board of Review. So we would then be adjourning today and reconvening on August 31st at 9 o'clock that morning. Do I have a motion to move our agenda and our meeting to 9 o'clock on August 31st of the year 2022 for the City of Fitchburg Board of Review?
Moved.
We have-
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Please let the record note that we have a unanimous vote to adjourn our meeting this morning and reconvene when the assessment rule is completed on August 31st of this year at 9 o'clock.
Motion to adjourn, Mr. Chair?
Not yet.
Back to the clerk. Do we have anything else on the agenda this morning, Madam Clerk?
Don't we also need to decide when we're gonna hear residential hearings and commercial hearings?
We will do that at that 2-hour meeting in August 31st.
Got it. Okay. So because we only need to give the people requesting a hearing 2 days' notice, then
Okay.
that's sufficient? Okay.
That's correct.
Okay. So
Madam
then,
Clerk, was there anything else on our agenda?
there is not. You have gone through the agenda. It's completed.
Thank you. As you can see, I didn't print the agenda this morning, so forgive me for saving a sheet of paper. Would have been better if I had it, or if we had shared it. Being new to Zoom for meetings like this, it's something is a learning process, so I appreciate your patience and understanding. And with that, I will open up a motion or ask for a motion to adjourn this meeting.
I will make a motion to adjourn the June 8th Board of Review meeting.
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Again, please let the record note, it's a unanimous decision to adjourn this meeting till our next date, which is October 31st of this year.
August.
August.
August, yeah. All right, August 31st. Trying to give the assessor a little more time.
Thank
Have a
you.
good summer, everyone. Have a good summer.
Thank you, everyone. Appreciate it.